do something a little different today. A lot of people have asked if we're going to be able to incorporate fighters on the new Into the Jungle map, and I could say without a shadow of a doubt now, yes. I've been working hard on revamping the base, and we're going to do something a little different today. We're going to take a quick tour via the old Jeep here. Starting out at kind of a simulated quarters for the fighter jocks, and just got some stuff set up here, some barracks, some tents and stuff, and some stuff for the deck here. So we'll go ahead and start cruising around, check things out. Hang a left here, but this is pretty cool. This was one of Masson's assets that I found. It's pretty sweet, just a vehicle called the Mid Killers. But I thought it fit in pretty well here. It's pretty sweet. So yeah, we're gonna cruise down here. Had some people talking about whether these barricades are real or not for Vietnam. They are, obviously. We got the F5 set up over here, and on my right over here we got F104s. We'll cruise down there and see. So I only got a couple client slots open since it's really just going to be me and Kandy testing these. But I put some statics in here just going to see how it goes and see if we're going to have any kind of performance hit. So far so good. We'll talk about flight times and all that here in a minute. So these empty ones are either going to be just that, empty, or client slots. These first two over here are going to be empty. Again, just trying to stay performance friendly and trying to ease into the statics that I put on the map. Got a fuel truck here, got a static 104 on the left coming up. Again, can't brag enough about VSN's 104, just a shit hot mod. Looks really good. A couple watchtowers up here. All this is going to be default on the map, just stuff that's on there. Cruising around here. Got clients, so there's going to be a client 104 there. I think I only have one client 104 on here right now. Another static, just for looks. And then we've got an empty one there, maybe a client. Then I've got phantoms over here. Again, nothing that y'all probably haven't seen before, just more statics. Again, just really trying to test the performance out with having a handful of statics on here. So we'll test it with a flight here in a little bit, but we've got two client F4 spots. There's some stuff down there like they're working on the aircraft. Cruise around the backside here. A lot of this obviously is just flare. Got some Connex boxes over there for offices. Got a supply depot here. More supply, couple forklifts. Stuff that came default on the map. That stuff I added. A lot of this stuff is going to be Masson's asset pack that's incorporated into DCS. Some of this stuff is part of the deck crew, but go ahead and cruise on over here. And this I'm really proud of. I went and dug up some really cool photos from, I think it's like Ben Howe airfield during Vietnam, and tried to mimic what I saw in the photo for the C-130s. Of course, I'll replace a couple of these with clients, at least one of them. Again, kind of a storage warehouse there, generators, Deuce. Then what I did was I took some helipads and combined, I want to say it's about 9 of them, and it came off looking really well. I mean, this looks very, very close to what they were doing in the photo I had. Probably leave this one on here as a static and maybe replace one or two of the other ones. These lights actually work at night. It's pretty sweet, shining on the aircraft. So, again, just throwing some unique static stuff down. But yeah, I was really pleased with how the C-130 stuff turned out over here. It looks pretty badass. Cruise on over here to the left here in a sec. Just a few fuel trucks, VAT pack, fuel cans over there. Cruise on by the KC-135s. These are default 135s that come with DCS. However, there was a really cool livery out there from Vietnam time period, 60s, 70s, that was more reminiscent of that time period, so I threw that livery on there for the KC-135s. These are just ground statics. These aren't going to take off or anything. I did try throwing in the buffs, the B-52s, and they were just too big for the airfield, unfortunately. I was really shocked with how this has turned out so far. I mean, it's turned out really cool, but it's still smaller than Anderson, and it just kind of looked off with the B-52s. So, rocking some of the F-101 Voodoos over here from Vietnam War Vessel Pack. This shit turned out awesome, man. I just love these planes. Really hope somebody actually does a module on one of these days when we have proper reconnaissance. There's some hangars over there. We'll just use on over here real quick. So yeah, I don't know if I'll put anything in here or not, but it looks good from the air. Just kind of filling in the empty space. Again, supply, more hangars. You know, the reality is a lot of stuff, if I put stuff under here, it's going to eat at performance, and you're not really going to see it too often unless you're doing what I'm doing now. I forgot to incorporate these in any of my videos. This is another Vietnam War vessel and aircraft. And man, I'm super glad these dudes incorporated this. These are the Tweety Birds, Air Force Tweety Birds. They look a little small, but I've seen them in real life, and that's about, actually it's about the size of them. I just feel like the pilots look like hobbits. I don't know if the size is off or maybe it's just me in VR, but these are badass assets, man. I'm super glad the dudes incorporated this. So I removed the barricades for the Sandies, specifically for the reason that I saw in the photos I have. Most of them were on the flight deck, just lined up on the flight deck. They did have the stalls incorporated in them, but these, you know, to stop eating at performance, I just laid them out on the deck. Again, we'll 100% be replacing a handful of these with clients when the Sky Raiders release the official module. And then on the back end over here, I left the bird dogs. I may or may not know somebody who could possibly be working on an 01 free module. It'll be cool if that comes to fruition, and if it does, it'll wind up in here for sure. But yeah, just threw some more stuff down here to kind of fill in the void, and then we'll get up in the air here in an F5. I'm still not done with this. We've got a lot of empty space on the other side over there. Definitely an area for F100 Super Sabres when they come out. I haven't made up my mind whether or not I'm going to put anything back here again. It's kind of a balancing act between performance and what's really worth dropping in here. It looks cool when you're flying over it and you're coming in, but since this is predominantly a fixed-wing airbase, I don't want to oversaturate the AI units on the airfield too much and kill performance. But I will say that this map is optimized very well, hell of a lot better than the modern day Marianas. So we'll kill this video and hop on into an F5 and talk about the flight, how long it takes to get down to Guam and get into the action, and why I chose to do it this way, and then kind of what we're going to do for you guys. So let's hop on over there.